And then the proposed 2016 tax levy is a first read, starting on approximately page 175. Dr. Skinkus.
Scott and I reviewed this. We also went through this with the Finance Advisory Council. Scott, why don't you explain your worksheet?
Okay. Just so everyone's aware, the board has to formally approve in December the levy. It has to be filed with the county on the last Tuesday in December. Up in the top right-hand corner, you will see what the consumer price index is from 2015, which is 0.7. If you look right next to it, it shows the approximate dollar amount increase that the district will be entitled to.
Well, let's start with what's above it, the proposed.
The proposed, okay, so we're gonna propose 4.95%, which has been the proposal for basically the last 5 years within the district here, which what you ask for potentially could generate an additional $962,000 in additional revenue coming into the district. What is proposed versus what the cap is two different stories. I'll explain it in a second. I just want to go through the worksheet. Column 1 is the amount the district levied last year, 2015 levy without loss. Column 2 is the actual amount the county extended for our levies. Then column 3 shows the 0.7 increase based off of the extension from column 2, which roughly would generate in our operating expenditure funds $19 million of revenue. The proposed levy is at 4.9%. This is more than enough to capture the new property money, and if we're not entitled to it, the county will adjust it if it's not justified to capture those funds.
And just for the people watching it, we do the 4.95 to capture the new construction.
Yes, and any loss factor that is out there. The 4.95 obviously is the wish-all to capture all the money that the district is entitled to and to factor in any lost dollars that are out there. District can ask for the 4.9, but is capped at 0.7 plus whatever the new property is on the books.
Because we're in the tax cap.
Tax
correct?
cap, yes. Loss percentage on all operating funds is 3%. The debt service fund is 5%. The board approved the 3% loss factor a few years ago for the operating funds, and the county sets the loss factor on the debt services at 5%. In following the trends with the district will continue the same procedure as it has done the last 5 years by holding a public hearing at the December board meeting to allow for any public questions on the levy. This allows for public comment while continuing to be transparent within the community.
The hearing is not required unless you go out and propose a levy higher than 5%. This board has conducted the practice of doing a hearing just for transparency purposes.
Explain what the loss percentage is again, please. You said set it at 3%, but what is it and why do you set it at 3%?
Now, in order to give you a more exact answer on it, I'd like to work through that with the superintendent so that we can give it an exact answer on that. I just don't want to answer it in the fact that I don't want to be 100% sure answering that.
So the 3%, the board approved that we'll use a 3% loss. It just accounts for any tax dollars that were not captured. The county also sets that rate for you and gives you a set amount of money that they've recovered or feel that you lost in property tax appeals or future collections that were from a previous fiscal year.
It's from the prior losses from prior
Correct.
levies. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I couldn't remember.
But a good job deferring that till December.
All right.
All right. So a lot of things previously are going up, like insurance 7%, but we're only going to get a 0.7 boost on the income.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's misleading. That's why I told Scott, put the dream on top and put reality on the bottom. So you see the 4.95 and then you see the 0.7. We're a tax cap state, so you only really go up CPI. Unless there's a huge spike in new growth.
In the,
Which, as a landlocked community,
Right.
we usually don't have.
And people out there in the community, your taxes are being raised 4.95%.
Correct.
Right.
the other thing is on the new growth, is that construction?
That would be any new property that would come on the books.
So when Howie went over his analysis and he showed construction would be 200,000 a year.
200,000.
What's the difference between the 3 million and the 200,000 then?
On the assessed valuation of it. So, I throw that number out there just to make sure that,
Oh, it's the assessed valuation of the new.
is what you would capture your 0.9 or 0.7 on top of any new with it. So it's just an estimate as to try to, guesstimate on your 2016 EAV.
And Howie's trying to be conservative because really there's not going to
So
be that
on
much.
our projection, we're using 200,000, but on our,
On here, yes.
we're using 3 million.
Could you get his sensitivity report in sync, because he's showing 753 million for projection year 18.
Okay.
Okay. Good first read. We'll have it cleaned up for December hearing.
Anything further? Doctor?
Just the,
I see a question.
sure, the extension versus the levy, could you explain that again?
You got that, Scott? Where do you want me to go?
It's arcane.
You want that tonight, or
It can be later,
this is first
you
read?
probably ask this every year.
The levy is what you're requesting, and the extension is actually what you get from the county.
Exactly.
So the levy shows you the 4.95 values you're requesting, and the extension is actually what you got.
Okay, so it incorporates whatever the CPI was.
Correct.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, very good. We'll close that matter up. Discuss the matters for closed session. We'll be discussing personnel, student discipline, individual student matters, sale or lease of property, probable imminent or pending litigation, collective negotiations. At this point in time, there's a second opportunity for visitor statements. Surveying the audience, I don't see any hands going up.
Resolved that the Board of Education Township High School District 208, Cook County, Illinois, enters closed session for the purpose of considering appointment, employment, or dismissal of employees, student discipline, sale or lease of land, probable, imminent, and pending litigation and collective negotiations.
Second, Mr. Gibson, thank you, Mr. Cindy, you're covering for us. Okay, we'll go for the vote.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
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 Yes, that will conclude the portion of the meeting. The usual community time down in the district.